the gain greater than the loss? That's the debate. Is the gain of abortion greater than the loss of whatever it was? That's the question. The life of the child is being sacrificed for something. And what that something is defines the measure of our heinousness in our sin. And I say that knowing full well the unimaginable difficulty of many unplanned pregnancies. I've listened to enough stories, watched enough stories to know that it feels impossible. It feels impossible to carry through with this. I know that. So you ask, the loss versus the gain? And you define yourself by that choice. You define yourself. How precious is this child? Number 2, this child sacrifice is called the sacrifice of our sons and daughters. Verse 37. They sacrificed their sons and their daughters. Now he could have said they sacrificed their children. He said sons and daughters, which draws attention to 2 things. Their different sexes and their family. These are not generic human beings. There is a little girl and a little boy. The boy is not a girl and the girl is not a boy. And they're family. And you're killing them, he says. You're sacrificing them. Number 3. It's called the sacrifice of innocent blood, verse 38. They poured out innocent blood, the blood of their sons and daughters. Innocent blood. This is the difference between the way God viewed the Canaanites and the way he's viewing these. This is not a comment about belief or unbelief in original sin. I know there's some people who stumble over calling babies innocent. I appreciate that if they're stumbling over it because they believe in Romans 5. That's not the point. The point is that at the horizontal level, in relating to other humans, these babies are innocent. It's the simple innocence of a courtroom. We would all use this language. I just got an invitation to be a juror. Something courtroom. So you go to the courtroom, and the question is the person innocent? Not did they, commit sin in Adam, but did they do anything to deserve what these humans are about to do to them? Then put them in jail. That's the issue. And that's the issue here. Among humans, Mommy and Daddy, did I do anything? And the answer to that is no, you didn't do anything. You shouldn't be thrown to the demons. They're innocent. That is, they've done nothing that would warrant Mommy and Daddy doing this. That's number 3. God has a right to take and give life anytime he chooses and do no wrong. God owns life. We don't own life. God owns life. He can take any baby he wants. He can take any adult he wants anytime. I drop dead right now. God done you no wrong, done me no wrong. Same way with my wife and daughter sitting right there. If they were to drop dead right now, he would have done me no wrong, done you no wrong. God owns life. He wrongs nobody. We don't own life. And we may not say of ourselves, I give and I take. God gives and God takes, and he has every right to do so. He created it, he makes it, he defines it, he determines the number of our days. Which gives me an occasion here to insert a qualification. It's risky, I'll do it anyway. Don't know what it makes me. If God has already been taking the life of the baby in the womb through some catastrophic anomaly or mishap. And if it's clear that this baby cannot live outside this womb or this non-womb because of an ectopic pregnancy, and if it's clear that leaving the baby there to follow its course is going to kill the mom, you take the baby. You take it. And in taking it, you don't sin. You don't sin against the baby, and you don't sin against God or anybody else. That happened in this church 2 weeks ago. And I want that family to know I'm standing by them, not against them. I don't know if you all agree with that, but that's where I am on this very difficult issue. Borderline situations make it all the harder. Number 4, fourth parallel. Innocent blood sacrificed, and now it says, to demons. That's a rare word in the Old Testament. Really rare. Not in the New Testament, but in the Old. Verse 37, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters to demons. They poured out innocent blood, the sons and daughters whom they sacrificed to the idols of Canaan. Think with me for just a moment about the relationship between idols and demons. And you know where I'm going to go maybe to get the insight. Not mine, Paul's. Listen to what Paul says about the relationship between idols and demons. This is 1 Corinthians 10:19. What do I imply then? That food offered to idols is anything? Or that an idol is anything? No. I imply that what pagans sacrifice, they offer to demons and not to God. I do not want you to be participants with demons. What's he saying? He's saying, idols are nothing. Toss it in the fire. But behind idols, there is a force, there is an evil, stirring up idolatry, calling people away from the living God, deceiving human hearts, and it's demonic. And so when you give into it and worship idols and do all the stuff that they would want to do, it makes you offer to demons. The magazine First Things published 2 years ago a statement by Catholics and Protestants on life issues. And I want to read you one short section about demons. The blindness of so many to this moral atrocity has many sources, but is finally to be traced to the seductive ways of evil advanced by Satan. Jesus says he was a murderer from the beginning and has nothing to do with the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks according to his own nature, for he is a liar and the father of lies. I think that's exactly right. Which means that the sacrifice of our sons and our daughters today is in a very true and a profound sense a sacrifice to demons, to Satan. The religious part has gone because this is a secular Western world. And of course Satan doesn't want abortion to be laughed at, so of course he's not going to make it a religious ritual. He wants me to be laughed at so that he gets the upper hand when I say it's to demons. And people smirk. That's what Satan wants. He's real happy for the secular world not to believe in him. Real happy. As long as they just keep sacrificing their children to him. It's the sacrificing of the sons and daughters to demons that is the bottom of the sin in this text. We should be, I pray that we will be, someday, as amazed that we could have done this, that as a society we could have done it without a civil war yet. We should be amazed that we could have done it, even as we are as amazed that this whole land